Then Tom and I are super excited once again. We love having guests joining us here on your G&T Breakfast Show with Folly Farm. And this morning we are going to welcome lots of guests. We have got Lily, Eliza, Sammy, Georgie, Katie and Seren from Six, the musical, the teen edition, which is coming to the Boulevard Theatre. Good morning all.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. I'm going to start off, Katie. I'm going to say is that you are the choreographer for this production. We're going to come to the Queens in just a second, but can you just provide an overview as to what this show is for those who might not be aware?
Well, it's Henry VIII's Six Queens, and they've all got. So they come on stage and they have a sing-off, I would say. And they fight to see who was the best queen with the stories. So it's very, it's really good. they fight each other, and it's lovely because there's two teams, and the queens, they're all like, they obviously got two queens of each, and how different they play the queen. So it's really good to watch the two shows because they just pull off. They've done so much history on it, gone away and looked at the queens and how they see that queen, and they bring it out in their characters. And there's a lot of belly laughing when they come out and do. A couple of them are just, how they time everything is so good. The sounds of them all, they're just amazing. So if you haven't got your tickets, you're missing out because they're amazing. The 12 of them.
The 12 of them. And we're going to go to the Queen who's by herself at the moment. Hello, Georgie, a regular here to the Breakfast Show with all of the productions that you've been in. Katie's there's given us a very broad overview as to what Six is. But let's be honest, Six, if you're a musical theatre young girl in particular, this is the coolest show in town at the moment.
Literally, it's insane. To be doing it is amazing.
Yeah, and which queen are you playing?
So I'm playing Catherine of Aragon. So she's the first one. She's the one who was married to the longest.
Yeah.
Which means that you've kind of, you're there from the outset. What's kind of, we don't want to give too much away because we want people to come along and find out what's going on, but what are the kind of themes that Catherine of Aragon talks about?
She talks about how she feels betrayed, basically, because she's been with him. She had a daughter for him, but obviously he didn't want daughters. He wanted a son. So I think she just feels a bit betrayed and let down, and she's a bit annoyed about that because she's been keeping it in. And basically in her song, she just releases all the frustration and is like, no way am I letting you speak to me like that, basically.
I love that. And you've just done, for those of you watching live on Facebook, we've just had the finger there. There's a lot of sass in this show. And we've got a lot of sass in one screen down here where we've got a bunch of queens on the bottom there. We've got Lily, Eliza, Sammy and Seren. It's a very sassy rap battle, isn't it, that you're going through, or pop ballad battle?
Yeah.
So come on then, introduce yourself and which queen you're playing. Sammy, we'll start with you.
Okay, so I'm Sammy and I'm playing Jane Seymour. Jane Seymour is quite, I guess, different because she had the son that Henry actually wanted, unlike Aragon, who had a daughter. But she kind of tries to show that her problems are still really important, even though they're different from a lot of the queens. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm Lily. I play Catherine Howard, and my character's quite promiscuous. And as a result of that, she did get beheaded. But I feel there's more to her story. She was used and just manipulated, and it's just not a very nice story. And to convey that is just cool.
I'm Seren, and I play Anne Boleyn, and she was beheaded, and she doesn't shut up about the fact that she lost her head, which is quite cool. Well, no, but yeah. She's not afraid to say what she thinks, and if she doesn't like something, she'll just like just say it straight away. Because there's a line in the show where it's like, everybody notices that Jane can't dance, which I find so funny. And she's just like quite nasty, but it's okay.
I'm Eliza. I'm playing Catherine Parr, and she's a bit more reserved than the other queen. She's the last. She was his last wife, and she was the one that lived. But what most people don't know is that she made a lot of sacrifices just to stay alive. In Tudor times, it's really hard for women, and I think it's really interesting to tell her story, and it's just really cool. I really like her song.
Yeah, because you kind of help round off the whole thing, don't you? And you because the show, it's based on real life people, and we're talking there about two of you lost your head. These are quite serious things from historical times. And then Catherine Parr comes along at the end and is actually, we were people.
Yeah. And I think that's really important to remember, that they're not just stories, they actually lived and they were actually real. And it's not just it's not just characters in a musical, they were actual people in real life. And those struggles were actually real, which is pretty cool. Well, not for the people who lost their head, though.
Drew is commenting over on social media. Love these queens, production queens and cast. They're going to be smashing it all week. #proud. And Georgie, I'm going to come back to you very quickly.
Yeah.
It's not a traditional musical theatre piece, is it? It's more like going to a concert.
Literally, it's like a pop concert. I'd say every song, because of the insane vocals and the amount of energy on stage, it doesn't feel like you're watching a musical theatre show. It feels like you're in a pop concert, you're clapping along, you're cheering. It's amazing. But it's a pop concert that teaches you about the history, because there's some things that I didn't know about Catherine of Aragon or Catherine Parr that I've learned through the process. So it's nice because this show teaches people as well the different histories about the queens.
Yeah. Which is very much often overlooked. And Katie, back to you. These are just some of the queens that are taking to the stage. Give us an overview as to both sets of queens and what the rehearsal process has been like.
It's been quite fun, the rehearsal process. I think it's been hard for me because it's a lot of choreography. We've had lots of fun. We had auditions and we just couldn't just pick 6. There was too much talent in the room. I mean, we could have probably had 4 or 5 teams, to be fair, but it's just the talent down here is amazing. You know, these kids and how they're growing, and hopefully some of these are going off to some of them have started college. All of them, the 4 of them have all started their first year in college, so hopefully they pursue that and go off and
spread their wings. Gina, you've been listening into these wonderful teen queens. What are your thoughts?
I just think it's going to be incredibly high energy, fantastic vocals, and of course the choreography to go with it. It's definitely a show not to be missed. But Katie, you were saying that it's nearly a sellout.
Yes, it is. Yeah, I think there's only a handful of tickets left. I think Friday and Saturday have now sold out. Yeah, Friday, Saturday night sold out. And I think there's 1 ticket or 2 tickets left for Thursday.
Ooh,
this evening.
Yeah.
And if people want to get their hands on those last remaining tickets, how can they do that?
They can go on to Vision Arts website or Boulevard's website and click on 6 and book now, click 6 and then book the last remaining tickets.
Amazing. And then the show, it's non-stop. There's no interval. It's a proper concert. It goes on through. It's going to be the best hour and a half of your week, bar none. Georgie, back to you. I know that you're playing a certain queen. What's your favorite song?
I'd have to say my favourite song has to be Catherine Parr's song, I Don't Need Your Love, especially near the end when we all join in. It's just really empowering at the end.
It is. And then over here, very quickly before I ask you about your shows, I know 3 of you very well. Sammy, this is only your second production with Vision, having done the 48-hour musical. What an introduction what an introduction into coming into performing arts in Pembrokeshire, like with Vision.
Yeah, it was like quite like a test of courage, I guess. But I went in and everyone was so welcoming, especially in the audition, since you don't really know anyone, and there were so many talented people around you. It's quite nice to have like something like so cool in Pembrokeshire. Like, I don't know, I've got to meet all these people that I wouldn't have met otherwise. So like, I'm just like it's pretty sound, to be fair.
I like that. And what's your favourite song? Is it one of your own?
No, I'm not that type of person. My favourite actually is the introduction to before Boleyn's song, the one you've been waiting for. I think it's really sassy and I really do love it.
Love that. Lily, your favourite song, and is it yours?
My favourite song is Catherine of Aragon's song because it's really dancey and upbeat and you can just shake it all about. Yeah, that's my favourite.
Love that. Saren.
Oh, my favourite song is probably Heart of Stone because it's just so like deep, and I always cry when I'm listening to it. It's such a nice song. I love it.
It's such a wonderful song. I saw Six when it came to the Swansea Arena, and the lady that sang Heart of Stone, it was so powerful. It's such a wonderful song. I'm a sucker for a sad song. And that's what I love about this show. It's not a song for everyone, and then it brings them all together wonderfully. Lovely. And Eliza.
I think it's got to be Heart of Stone. I love that song. I was crying listening to it. I like Sammy sang it last night, and I was bawling my eyes out. And I'd just done my makeup, so I was just sort of looking up, trying not to put the mascara on. It was
amazing. You can support these young queens tonight, tomorrow, and 2 performances on Saturday, but only if you're fast enough to get a ticket. You're not going to want to miss out on it. It's such a great feel-good tune. And then a question for all of you. Do any of you did you like history in school?
Yes,
I did.
No. What a way to learn without even realizing that you're learning. Thank you so much for joining us. Have the best run that you could possibly have. You're going to have so much fun doing it. Memories for a lifetime with brand new friends in the case of Sammy. And if you're going to watch it, you're not going to be disappointed because the talent and the caliber and the story is so well done. You're not going to miss out. Have a great run, guys. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
To give those who might not know a bit of an introduction to Six, we've actually got the song Six to play out after our What's Ons. So you consider it an early morning warm-up for you. Gina, in fact, some of these faces I recognise from Panto over the last couple of years at Boulevard Theatre. We've got someone else joining us in just a moment.
Yes, we have. Drew Baker will be joining us here on our live, and we are talking all things panto, so stay with us for that.
If you have a teen or tween interested in being part of a pantomime this festive season, don't go anywhere. All the details are coming up next. It's 9:20. Thanks again.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Wake up with Gina and Tom. Weekdays from